Giana hates Christmas because of the pressure. Both her siblings are married with children, which makes her mother, Marta, think of her as a failure. This is why she lies about having a boyfriend she's bringing over for Christmas. 12 hours ago, her day started with her sister, Margarita, ranting about her responsibilities as a mother and pitying Giana for not even having a boyfriend after 3 years. Her friends have also lost hope with her, and a cashier selling raffle tickets pities her because all the prizes are for couples. Giana only feels safe at the hospital where she works as a nurse. She is kind to her patients, like Matilda, and diagnoses her problem better than the new doctor, Umberto. Her colleagues think she has given up on men. Even the matron, Paola, puts her on duty again on Christmas Eve, since she doesn't have a partner or kids. Umberto is new in town and alone, so he also gets Christmas Eve duty. Margarita thinks only mothers are allowed to be tired, and Giana can't possibly be as overworked as her. Giana hides from her ex-boyfriend, Francesco, in the church and learns that he has a son. Giana didn't know that Margarita was in touch with Francesco, or that he named his son after her father, Pietro. Her dad is the only one who doesn't think Giana is weird for being single at 30. He just wants to spend time with her by preparing a nativity scene at their shop. Finally, at dinner, when Giana keeps listening to comments from her brother's wife, Sylvia, about how she should freeze her eggs, she lies about having a boyfriend. Baby Jesus falls into the water and gets lost, which makes Giana think that her lie destroyed Christmas. With 24 days to find a boyfriend, her friend, Didi, advises Giana about how to act on dates. Her other friend, Katerina, who is a virgin, keeps eyeing her colleague, Thomas. He burns a dish, but an attractive chef suddenly takes off his clothes to cover it. This gives Margarita an idea, and Giana joins a cooking class to find a guy 21 days before Christmas. But all the men there have anger issues. After being grilled for talking too much, she burns her dish and covers it with her sweater before storming off. Giana meets a stranger, Nicola, outside, who is a teacher in the same building where she took her class. He lends her his coat and asks her out. Giana's first date with Nicola is disastrous. He offends her by assuming she's a doctor, not offering food, and dismissing Katerina when she comes over to talk to her. Giana is also pissed because Nicola thought that her favorite movie, Love Actually, is outdated. When Giana points out her issues with him, he thinks she'll never find a guy since she's demanding. Didi suggests trying a dating app instead, but Giana hopes she's not desperate enough for that. Giana finds some hope when she randomly runs into Mario, who seems creepy and writes his number on her hand. She still meets him, but it's soon clear that he's a mama's boy and doesn't respect any other woman. He gets violent at a shooting game while trying to win a toy for his mom and fights with the shop owner. He gets banned from the Christmas market but is still angry at Giana for not taking his side. Margarita sets Giana up with her husband's friend, who is a businessman in a wheelchair. Carlo shows off his vineyard to Giana, and he seems like a sweet guy. He goes all out to impress her with a lunch at his castle. The next morning, he sends her a dress and asks her out for a surprise date. He wants to take her on his helicopter, even after knowing that she's scared of heights. Since he compares her phobia to childish fears, Giana ends the date and turns up at work. Dante Crisanti, a congressman and former senator, turns out to be one of Giana's patients. She helps him get fresh air, and he thanks her for being genuinely nice to him. She can tell that he still loves his late wife, even 10 years after she passed. After that horrible date with Carlo, Giana finally feels desperate enough for a dating app. Didi fixes a date for herself with a much younger guy, Davide, at a club. Giana instantly vibes with Davide, after which she gets intimate with him. Giana is a little relieved to find out that Davide is at least 19, and his parents are away a lot. She brags to her friends about her night of passion. While Katerina claims she would rather wait for true love, Margarita wants her husband Guido to appreciate her more. Giana wants a guy who makes her feel special, but is not expecting 100 roses from Carlo at work. She distributes them to her patients, but Paola asks her to stick to her job. She gets assigned to a grumpy heart patient, Patrick, who overuses substances. He refuses to get treated and runs away from Giana. She still convinces him to get help. Matilda asks Giana to live her life freely, but Paola scolds her for letting a lung patient smoke. Giana is upset that her boss questions her competence and takes all her anger out on Dante. He still helps Giana fix her bike when he gets discharged and asks her out on his boat. Giana meets Pietro to help him with the nativity scene, and he convinces her that she's enough. He knows she lied about her boyfriend, but Giana knows that Marta is expecting one to turn up. Giana can't take a younger guy like David to a family dinner, so her friends ask her to focus on her date with Dante. The date turns disastrous when they run into her parents, and Giana figures out that Dante used to date her mom. She escapes to Davide's place to sleep with him again, who thinks she's very special. Giana jokes about hoping Davide had an elder brother she could introduce to her parents. When she mentions that she would fall in love with him, Davide ghosts her for 3 days. Umberto keeps chasing Giana in the hospital but misses her. Patrick is being difficult again and rants about women. This makes Giana angrier that he's not respecting the love in his life. She scolds him to make him realize how hard it will be for his girlfriend if he randomly collapses one day. Didi turns up with a perfect dress for Giana, so her colleagues invite her to the office Christmas party. Umberto tries to get Giana's attention, but Carlo calls to ask where she is. She then bumps into Mario, who is still so rude that Umberto has to rescue her. Giana finally confronts the janitor at their hospital, Diego, who apparently always ignores her. She's relieved to find out that he only ignores her because he's deaf. Carlo turns up at the party but gets into a fight with Mario. Giana is tired of the attention and shouts at the men for not understanding their faults. Giana's colleague drops her off and kisses her. Giana is polite to her, but insists that she needs to go home alone. In the morning, Giana turns up right on time for Matilda's surgery. Umberto asks about Giana's suitors and impresses her by quoting "Love Actually" to make her understand that love is all around her. Giana is in a good mood till she finds Francesco at her place and learns that he has been in touch with her parents. Pietro has also taken help from him for the nativity scene because he wants it to be perfect for the competition. Giana storms off, but is determined to control things. Giana starts preparing a nativity scene worthy of competition, so Pietro doesn't have to ask for Francesco's help. Didi makes Mario apologize to Giana and explains how well he can help them create an actual waterfall with his talent. Didi has spent the last few days hooking up with him, so Giana tries to be understanding. Giana finds Patrick in good spirits because he wants to work on his health for his girlfriend. He also wants to admit himself to rehab after getting discharged. When Umberto suggests that he might have to discharge Patrick early to free up beds, Giana begs him not to. Umberto appreciates how much she cares about her patients and decides to keep consulting her. Davide still hasn't called back after 7 days, so Giana bakes a cake for his birthday. She finds him kissing another woman at a party at his place. He clarifies that he still likes Giana, but her comment about love made him realize that they're at different places in life. Giana still wants to be with him, but Davide refuses to continue seeing her so he can explore the world. Giana brings her cake back and shares it with Margherita. With just 5 days till Christmas, Thomas and Margherita drop a very drunk Giana home. Margherita and Giana discuss how their mother left the house when they were just kids, and Margherita had to step up as the older sister. Thomas thinks Margherita is beautiful because she cares so much about others. Giana spots Pietro kissing another woman and runs away. She asks Thomas and Margherita to drop her off at her home and waits for Didi to come back. Didi is sleeping over at Mario's, which she never does, and is afraid of what it means. When Caterina comes to check on Giana in the morning, they find that Thomas and Margherita slept with each other. Giana confronts Pietro about cheating on her mom and feels bad that she always idolized him. Their shop catches fire, and only the nativity scene gets ruined. Giana suspects it's because Mario was trying to be over-smart with the waterfall and installed a switch that must have fried. Margherita knows Giana must be judging her and explains how underappreciated she feels. Giana also realizes that instead of ending up with a husband like Guido, she would rather wait for the right man. Giana scolds Didi for what Mario did, but Didi is already upset about her breakup with Mario. She ended things because she wanted to avoid Mario's judgmental mother on Christmas. Giana learns from her younger brother, Giulio, that their parents have been separated for the last 3 years. Even though Marta is sleeping with someone else, Pietro wasn't cheating on her. At the market, Giana and Carlo pick up the same book, and she warms up to him when he apologizes for making her uncomfortable. Caterina confesses that she set the shop on fire. She lit a candle to pray for the strength to forgive Margherita and Thomas. She still has a crush on Thomas and is heartbroken. Caterina lends her skirt to Giana, who offers it to Didi, so she has something to wear that Mario's mom would approve of. Giana admits that she was jealous of Mario because Didi had never been serious about a guy like this before. Didi is also scared because she doesn't want to get hurt or lose her independence. Umberto confesses his feelings for Giana, but before she can reply, there's an emergency with Patrick. Giana cries, as she feels bad since he was trying to change for his girlfriend. Diego makes origami for Giana to cheer her up, which reminds her of something, and she introduces him to Caterina. She knows sign language, so Diego informs Caterina that he has been leaving origami doves for her in her bike. She doesn't know that she was the first kind stranger to him, and they get together. Marta apologizes for abandoning Giana when she was young and hopes that she finds happiness. On Christmas, Giana invites Diego, Caterina, and Matilda. Didi and Mario also showed up unexpectedly because he argued with his mom. Sylvia makes snide comments about Giana's love life. but Matilda puts her in her place. Just when Giana apologizes to her dad for judging him, she gets a surprise visitor. On Christmas Eve, Santa brings Love Actually cue cards for Giana from a secret admirer. Later that night, Umberto turns up at Giana's place to inform her that Patrick has gone into a coma. He feels lost and wants to see her because she is his happy place, like in Love Actually. Giana kisses him, and 1 year later, she's still dating Umberto. Patrick is better now, and she believes that Christmas dinners can fix anything. Currently, on December 1st, Giana cheats on Umberto with the same Santa she met last year. She thinks it's justified because of the last 12 hours. In the morning, she and Umberto are very much in love. Things change when she hears him discussing a surprise gift and assumes that he's about to propose in front of her family. This year, when she has a boyfriend, the raffle ticket prizes are all for singles. She also hears her colleagues discussing how couples are boring and mostly old because relationships fizzle out. They're only looking for a first date experience because being single is the new norm. She meets a lot of arguing couples when she escorts Margarita to her divorce lawyer. She also spots her new neighbor and assumes he's a pedophile, since he's with a much younger girl. Didi is also in a bad mood after her breakup with Mario. In frustration, Giana dumps her neighbor's fridge in the trash. At dinner with the family, she learns that Guido is not granting Margarita an easy divorce and is forcing her to take couples therapy. Giulio is also frustrated and asks Giana to never get married. His wife is pregnant again with another set of twins, and he can't handle it. On top of that, her parents announce that they're finally separating and won't be hosting the Christmas dinner that year. Giana steps out for air and runs into the Santa from a year ago. She's confused about commitment and kisses him. When Umberto catches them, Giana tries to explain what led to her cheating. When she claims that it's his fault for proposing too soon, he clarifies that he was going to ask her out for a trip on New Year's. Didi and Margarita console her with alcohol, and Didi offers to live with her again. Their neighbor, Filippo, finally introduces himself. Filippo clarifies that he just moved in with his daughter Monica, and they're very close after his wife's passing. He has also taken over Caterina's bar, which was closed for a year, and invites her to the grand opening. When he mentions that his late wife made some magnets on a fridge he's looking for, Giana tries to fish them out of the trash with Didi to redeem herself. She also plans to win Umberto back and organize a Christmas dinner at her place to fix things. Giana sends out invites for her dinner and wants to apologize to Umberto in person. Umberto isn't home because he has taken a different shift at the hospital to avoid her. He keeps ignoring her texts, so Giana is distracted while attending to her new patient, Stella, with an amputated leg. Giana feels bad for ranting to her, but Stella seems to understand that breakups can be tough. After the separation, Marta is living in a boat and seems much happier. Pietro also seems happy about his independence. Giana takes up a double shift at the hospital to talk to Umberto, but he keeps avoiding her. Didi suggests that she should try to make Umberto jealous. One day, Giana runs into Umberto and Davide in the same hospital room and tries to hide. Davide finds her and claims that he misses her. He's attending to a friend in the hospital, who met with an accident. Giana admits it was awkward to see him with Umberto, who she claims is still her boyfriend. While stalking her ex, Alessandro, Didi saves Monica from some girls who are teasing her. Monica loves how confident she is and finds it hard to believe that someone like her got dumped. Giana tries to stage a home accident to get Umberto's attention, but actually hurts her ankle. Umberto never replies to her message, but Filippo turns up to help her out. She decides to visit Umberto, but finds him with another woman, Giselle. She doesn't believe that he moved on in 6 days, but Filippo thinks it's better to know where any relationship stands. Monica secretly asks for Didi's help to be more likable, because she doesn't want her dad to know people tease her. While tending to Giana's ankle, Filippo admits that he has never dated anyone since his wife. Margarita then informs Giana that their dad suffered a heart attack. Giana is relieved that her dad's heart attack was minor. She and Umberto still keep taunting each other over Santa and Giselle. Giana faces another problem when Pietro starts flirting with Paola. Marta doesn't care enough to visit him and also falls off her boat. Didi plans to seduce Alessandro that night at Giotto's, where she's taking the girls for dinner, to get back at him. Giana's patient, Elio, who has Alzheimer's, discusses his love for Rosa, whose name he clearly remembers, even if he has forgotten other things. At the dinner, when Didi heads off to flirt with Alessandro, and Margarita is busy caring for the kids, Giana gets drunk and dances alone. She gets excited to see Carlo, but his girlfriend gets jealous and bangs her face in the bathroom stall. While Didi learns that she has a condition where she can't get intimate with anyone, Giana desperately wants to relieve herself and pees in front of Giselle's stall. Umberto and Giselle catch her, after which Filippo helps a very drunk Giana enter her own house and tucks her in. In the morning, while Filippo offers to help Giana with the food at her dinner, she suggests helping him with a dating event at the bar to attract a younger crowd. Meanwhile, Didi tags along with Monica to her band practice so she doesn't have to think about her condition. At the dating event, there are too many women, so Giana forces Filippo to participate. He's forced to have back-to-back horrible dates till Pippa saves him from choking. Meanwhile, a vet, Bruno, stops by the bar and takes Giana's number. When Filippo gets a cake from Pippa the next morning, Giana gets jealous of everyone moving on except her. Giana notices how good Davide is with kids, and he's also helping school children in Bali. He asks Giana to consider joining them, since they need doctors and nurses. Giana gets distracted by her dad being mesmerized by Paola. That night, Filippo comes home to find Giana devouring Pippa's cake. He joins her. They discuss their families and start dancing, unaware that there was THC in the cake. Giana wakes up in Filippo's arms, and they soon realize that they were high. She decides they need to move on and forces him to meet Pippa to thank her for the cake, while she sets up a date with Bruno. Paola dresses up as Santa to impress Pietro, while Umberto and Giana end up as Santa's helpers. Giana apologizes to Umberto for the embarrassing encounter with Giselle, while she's also concerned about her dad getting too flirty with Paola. Didi eventually gets cured and plans a date with Alessandro. Giana is also excited about her date with Bruno, while Margherita is looking forward to spending a night alone to pamper herself. Filippo notices how hard Giana is trying with Bruno, as she constantly lies about what she likes. At the end of the night, Bruno doesn't even kiss her. Alessandro is regretting dumping Didi, who was once an awkward choir girl. She likes that he's single and just wants something casual. As they get intimate, Giana calls Filippo at 3 in the morning. She doesn't understand what went wrong with Bruno, so Filippo asks her to realize that love can't be forced. Guido drops by with the kids, and Margherita feels jealous that they had a good time without her. Davide asks Giana about a good place to take someone for dinner. She gets distracted by Elio, who desperately wants to leave the hospital. Marta assures Giana that she's also dating other people and has no problem with Pietro and Paola. Giana is excited about Filippo's date with Pippa that night, while she meets Bruno. She's not expecting Bruno to take her skating, since she lied about liking the cold. She finds David there with another woman and falls. When she's trying to warm herself, David offers his jacket. He confirms her breakup with Umberto and wonders if things are serious with Bruno. Giana lies about being serious with Bruno when she spots Davide's date looking for him. Giana kisses Bruno, but they both know they don't feel anything. When she gets back, Margherita drops by, and Giana hears Filippo's muffled groans. Pippa robs him and ties him up, which seems funny to her. Filippo is mad at Giana for forcing him to try dating again. He offends her by suggesting that she doesn't know what true love is. Giana storms off and gets called to the hospital, where Elio has been brought back because he got lost in the street. With 4 days left for Christmas, Giana is struggling with her dinner. She can't even take help from Filippo, since they haven't spoken since that night. She keeps wondering if she has ever been in love, and David is the only one who seems to understand it. He claims he has been in love once. He clarifies that the woman at the skating rink was a colleague from Bali. He wants to discuss something, but Giana gets called for an emergency. Stella has fallen from her bed, and her scans show that her tumor is back in the other leg. Umberto and Giana discuss how stupid they've been arguing about their love problems. Umberto still thinks that apart from the cheating, Giana never opened up to him enough to make him feel like she truly loves him. Giana blames her mother for her trust issues, but decides not to talk to her when she finds her kissing her dad. Didi wants to take the girls to Alessandro's party that night, which Monica also wants to attend. Her crush, who is a bit older than her, is supposed to be there. Didi agrees to take her if she's allowed to dress her up. Giana also invites Stella to the party. Monica turns up in a different outfit without her makeup. Her crush turns out to be David, who doesn't even remember her name. When Didi suggests she should have dressed better, Monica comments on how she's trying to be real to win over her guy, unlike Didi. Giana thanks Davide for making her realize that he was right to break up with her. When she mentions that it wouldn't have worked out between them, Davide doesn't say what he was planning to. Margherita misses Guido, so Giana suggests she should express her true feelings to him. Filippo, who was avoiding Giana all night, apologizes for how he acted earlier. He compares her to a tornado, who makes him try things he never would, and they discuss how easy it is for them to be with each other. They dance like no one's watching, but just when they are vibing, Umberto turns up. Filippo turns away when Umberto kisses Giana. They're happy to be with each other again and start over, but Giana learns that Umberto didn't send her the Love Actually cue cards through Santa last year. Umberto still loves Giana, but he wants to make sure she truly loves him. He asks her to decide how she feels about him and give him an answer when he's back for her Christmas Eve dinner from a conference. Pietro asks Giana for her help with Paola. She has been aggressive since he dumped her for Marta, so Giana takes the time to console her. She's late for her dinner preparations, but she even helps Elio with a book he's struggling with. Giana takes Monica's help to track down Elio's lost love, Rosa, online. Meanwhile, Filippo offers to help Giana cook dinner because he wants someone to care for her, as she cares for others. He also makes her think about how she doesn't remember the first time she met Umberto. Filippo invites Giana to a trip with him and Monica after the dinner, but he can tell she wants to spend Christmas with Umberto. They find Margherita at Giana's doorstep, who is upset because Guido has left her and signed their divorce papers. Giana keeps realizing that she is falling behind in her plan to prepare dinner. In the morning, Giana leaves Margherita's notebook in Guido's mailbox. She tries to find out who sent her the cue cards last Christmas, but the mailing service doesn't have any records. A few hours before Christmas dinner, Giana is still at work and trying to help others. She stays back for a longer time to make sure someone is with Stella when her surgery is over. Davide meets her before leaving for Bali and thanks Giana for inspiring him. When he watched her rushing to help people in the hospital, it inspired him to truly help children in Bali. He hopes that she finds a man who cares for her as much as she cares for others. Giana brings Elio home because he has nowhere to be for Christmas. Monica is panicking because she's late for her choir rehearsal and can't help Giana with the decorations. Giana asks her, not worry, but finds out that Alessandro used to make fun of Didi for being an awkward teenager in a choir. Giana asks Elio to stay home so she can remind Didi that she should choose singing over a man like Alessandro, who doesn't respect her. Elio gets lost again, but Giana and Umberto find him outside Rosa's house. When he reunites with her, and she invites him for dinner with her family, it makes Giana realize what love is. She also knows that if she's questioning her love for Umberto, it's not real. Umberto realizes that she doesn't want to get back with him and asks her to stay away. When it starts snowing, Guido comes to Margherita with the notebook and admits that he misses her and wants to get back together. Giana comes home to find the food and decorations already laid out, even though she did nothing. Her siblings seem happy, and even her parents are content with each other. Giana realizes that Filippo prepared all the food for her. The Santa she cheated with turns up at her doorstep to inform her that Davide had sent her the cue cards last year. She starts remembering how Davide was trying to talk to her and rushes out. Didi joins Monica for the choir, and even Giana turns up in a sort of Santa's sleigh to make a big gesture for Filippo. She finally understands her feelings for him, and he kisses her. They then celebrate Christmas together.